This is 19 ways Kobe Bryant became the best he could be. I just finished this book, The Mamba Mentality by Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant defines the Mamba Mentality as a commitment to constant personal improvement. The commitment to become the best version of yourself, a better version of yourself every single day. These 19 lessons I've seen across my interviews with Magic Johnson, Emmitt Smith, Alex Rodriguez. I've had the pleasure of interviewing some elite athletes and also being mentored and coached by multi-millionaire business people and even billionaires. And I see the same exact trends in this book as I see in the most successful people in business. And the crazy thing is I've also seen these lessons from this book in my studies of Tim Grover, who is the personal trainer of Kobe Bryant and former personal trainer of Michael Jordan, in his Relentless system with the mindset of that killer mentality that some of these elite athletes have.
Basketball for me, the most important thing. So everything I saw, whether it was TV shows, whether it was books I read, people I talked to, everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player.
So my intention with this video is through these 19 lessons to show us how, whether you're an athlete or not, how you can take the principles of elite performance and apply it to your life and my life to become the best we possibly can be in whatever it is we are committed to in our lives.
The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
All right, so step number 1, do not rest on your talent. What is crystal clear in this book is that the separator of Kobe Bryant versus all of his competitors is he never rested on his talent. He never said, oh, because I'm so talented, I don't need to work hard. This dude is obsessed. He went so far as when he found that his ankles weren't strong enough after he sprained his ankle after a game, the dude learned tap dancing. What? Literally spent his offseason learning tap dancing because he found that tap dancing was the strongest way to strengthen his ankles. That is obsession. That is why he never rested on his talent. Step number 2 is never think you know it all. Ask the most questions. Be annoying with how many questions you ask. When Kobe first met Michael Jordan, he would not stop asking the guy questions. And do you think Michael Jordan got annoyed by it? No. Because the thing that made Michael Jordan so successful was he was never satisfied with the information that he had in growing up from college. He was always asking questions just like Kobe. So when Kobe started asking 1,000,001 questions, Michael Jordan was like, dang, this guy's gonna be super successful. So ask as many questions as humanly possible to become the best you possibly can be. All right, secret number 3. Wake up early. This sounds so simple, but I mean really early. When Kobe Bryant had his first few kids and he was trying to find time to balance family with his commitment to being the best he could be, he was waking up at 3:30 in the morning. He was able to get in a full workout before his kids even woke up. He was the first person in the gym and the last person out every single day for his decades of being in basketball. Think about that level of commitment. And it all started with waking up early. All right, secret number 4 is find holes in your game. Everybody today is looking for a participation trophy. We're looking for pats on the back. We don't want to find holes in our game. It's painful to find our weaknesses. He would study game tape for the mistakes that he made, and he would drill into those mistakes, and then he would make the mistakes he made into a lesson plan on his personal improvement plan for training that next week. So what does this look like if you don't play sports? It looks like doing feedback analysis, looking over your successes and failures over the last 18 months and study your game and look for the holes in your game so that you can fill in where you're weak so that your strengths can really flourish. All right, secret number 5, be off balance but on purpose. Kobe allowed himself to be off balance at critical moments of his career. He wasn't always looking for work-life balance. There were times where trade-offs had to occur. When he's in the middle of NBA Finals, you bet your butt he's not spending all of his time with his family. the work-life balance thing is kind of like walking on a tightrope, and sometimes you drift to the left and you go all in on the game, and sometimes you have to go drift back to the right and spend more time with your family. There's always this left and right balance of work and life. All right, secret number 6 is take power naps. Now, I know this sounds simple, but you would never think that someone as aggressive and intense like a Kobe Bryant would be taking naps throughout the day, right? You'd think he'd be motivated and working constantly, and that is not the case. 15 minutes with his eyes shut, just rest his eyes from all the light to rest his brain before critical moments. He would do this before huge playoff games. Leveraging power naps can turn you into a champion because it gives you that extra level of mental sharpness that your competition is not going to have. All right, secret number 7, work backwards from your end goal and determine the skills that you must learn to reach it. Well, Kobe Bryant's end goal was very simple, to win championships. If we work backwards from that, he needs longevity, first and foremost. So he had to reverse engineer from how can he be an athlete for over a decade when most athletes never reach 10 years in professional sports. So he had to work backwards from, okay, well, I need the right footwork so that I don't tear up my knees. And I need strong knees so that I don't tear up my hips. So imagine if we all took this principle in our own lives and literally took our end game goal and just reverse engineered it to the exact skills that we have to learn in order to reach it. Secret number 8 is have a flexible routine with crystal clear priorities. When you think about an elite athlete like Kobe Bryant, you think he had this regimented routine, and that is not the case. And it's crystal clear in this book that he was not following a perfectly structured routine. What he had was crystal clear priorities. Actually, if you look at his routine from season to season, he says in the book, it changed almost every single season. Don't be so rigid. Don't be so structured. Sometimes you're going to have to adjust based on your end game priority in order to reach the promised land. All right, secret number 9 is find mentors and coaches for everything. I read this part of the book that blew my mind where I was like, he has a freaking tape coach? He had a specialist whose only job was to tape his ankles and his wrist. He had stretching coaches, he had footwork coaches. He was never too arrogant to learn from the greats. Finding mentors and coaches, you see this through every single part of the book. He is constantly attributing his success to the people he was grateful to learn from. Okay, secret number 10 is adjust your leadership style based on your team. So it's really interesting when you study championship winning teams, which is broken down in this book, they adjust their leadership style to the personalities of the team, right? So the way that Kobe inspired Shaq was very different than how he inspired other members of the team. With Shaq was an absolute savage. And if Kobe were to scream and yell at him, then Shaq would be like, dude, what are you doing, man? I'm a savage, shut up. Like, I don't need you to yell at me. But for newer members of the team, Kobe would freaking be really intense and hard on them. You see this in championship winning teams time and time again. Secret number 11, have a chip on your shoulder. I know this is like counterintuitive, right? Having a chip on your shoulder is what drives the greats. If you've watched the documentary Last Dance, if you remember this scene where Michael Jordan created a pretend scenario in his mind that someone else said good luck. Jordan internalized that as, good luck? I don't need luck. I'm freaking Michael Jordan, right? That's called having a chip on your shoulder. When Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, in the back of Kobe's mind, he told himself, I am not going to let an injury determine when my career ends. I determine when my career ends. And that's why he had to come back after he tore his Achilles, because he had a chip on his shoulder. He had something to prove. So have something to prove, and don't be afraid to have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, because all the successful people do. Secret number 12 is to practice mindfulness and meditation. This is such an important part of Kobe's game. He would spend so much time in stillness. While his competitors and other people on his team would be listening to loud music before a game, Kobe would be in complete silence. So oftentimes, focus comes from silence. Visualization comes from silence. And that's what Kobe was doing in his mindfulness and his meditation practice before the most important games. Secret number 13, be intense. If you read leadership books, they say, be a servant leader. Let everyone have a voice. There are times where you have to be an a-hole maniac, intense person. And intensity is fine if you are a role model leader. If you are demanding excellence from your team and you are doing that which you would ask of your followers, it is absolutely okay to be wildly intense. Secret number 14, treat the big shots, the game-winning shots, as the same emotion as the small shots. If you've taken 1,000 shots at the hoop in a day, and you happen to get that game-winning shot in your hand with 3 seconds left, and you're going up to hit the game-winning three, you treat that shot as the same emotional state as you making a shot in practice. And this took Kobe years to learn, to unlearn the intensity of the end of the game. When you think a player is clutch, what that really means is the person is actually calm under pressure. He said he pictured the stadium as empty. He allowed none of the crowd's hype to infiltrate his mind. What if you treated your life with that same level of peace and focus and centeredness for the biggest moments in your life? All right, secret number 15, don't mistake the main goal. Winning championships is everything. Kobe had this mindset where it was like, I will do whatever it takes to win championships. I would rather do things that embarrass me now than end my career embarrassed with no championships. That's word for word what he says in the book. The big thing that we want to optimize for in our lives is the end of our lives. We want to have zero regret. And in order to have zero regrets at the end of your life, you have to do things that scare you and embarrass you now. So you have to reach out to people who are way beyond you. You have to be willing to look stupid now to look like a pro in the future and to have no regrets at the end of your life. Secret number 16, react the same way after you lose the championship as when you won the championship. Kobe made it a point that if he won the NBA Finals or he didn't, he still showed up in the gym the next day. You have to start with a completely blank slate. You're only as good as you are this season. And that mindset is so important, where everyone is looking to celebrate their successes so much that you can lose track of the fact that you're only as good as your current game. Lose track of time and get in the zone. We don't need to keep track of time when we are in the zone. You should lose track of time more in your life. You should have days where you're like, dang, it's 8 p.m. I didn't even realize it. That is a sign that you are in the zone. How awesome is it to be able to be so zoomed in to the thing that you want to master in your life that you completely lose track of time? Beyonce said this when she was recording one of her albums. She forgot to eat for like 3 days when she was recording one of her hit albums because she was so in the zone, she lost track of time. Secret number 18, don't be afraid to put the team on your back in order to create momentum. We often hear that you should never put the team on your back. You should always empower your team and give them opportunities to shine. But dude, there are times where you gotta grab the ball and say, get the hell out of my way. We have to win this game. And when the Lakers were going through a losing streak at one point of his career, he said, just give me the ball. And he had to score 60 points in one game, and they won the game. And then after he created that momentum shift, they won 9 of their next 10 games. So sometimes you gotta grab the ball in your hands in order to create a momentum shift. All right, last but not least, secret number 19, it's okay to have the killer instinct. And there's a video, my buddy Patrick Bet-David, who I love, he interviewed Tom Brady, and Tom Brady talked about the killer instinct. He says, killer instinct is not when you are buddy-buddy with your competitors. The killer instinct, it's not popular, but the killer instinct is absolutely essential to becoming an elite athlete, an elite performer in whatever it is that you do. So those are 19 ways Kobe Bryant became the best he could be. And if you and I practice these 19 secrets, we are going to see massive results in our lives at a level that we could never imagine. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below on what your biggest takeaway was of the 19, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay great.